Hey guys, reading time. Good morning, everybody. Alrighty, feeling a little bit of heaviness. I'm feeling a little bit of regret. The main message I was receiving for this specific collective was they're going over a certain choice they made and they're going through regrets. And I'm feeling heaviness. I'm feeling like a little bit of anxiety. Feel like it's this certain choice that they made is kind of like going over in their head over and over again, replaying that event in their mind. But before I even get into that, I want to just first confirm your current situation with the person on your mind, with this person. And just to make sure that this is your reading, and then we'll break down what's going on with them. Alrighty, this collective. Current situation in the connection. What's the current situation in this person's connection? Wow. Some clarity, truth, revelation. I'm seeing that as them. But protection, power. Current situation in this connection. Wow. One more. So, and it's so funny how literally the only three that are upright are the having to do with the clarity and the truth and the revelation. The one that says somebody likes you, the romance is blooming, and love call, someone wanting to express their love. Let's hope that this person is coming in the right way. Let's see. All right. Whoa. Okay. So we have two that came out. So this is about the accident. Okay. Putting that there. All right, so as I said before, the first one we have is a sword and the rose. I always say this is a sword of truth for some reason, but the sword and the rose, a certain clarity, revelation has come over this person, but also I'm seeing it as maybe you guys, your clarity and your revelation, you know, holding on to the negativity is what I'm feeling. Let me just get one more for this, because I kind of want to see your perspective as well. Sword and the rose, clarify that for this collective. Ascending, over the obsessive thinking, confirmation for that is what I'm feeling. So what I said before, I feel for this collective, whatever clarity, truth, or revelation is going over in your mind has to do with transcending the obstacles, moving to a new phase, having to do with obsessive thinking, which makes sense. This person is obsessively thinking over, you know, what I'm feeling over this event or over this choice that they made in the past, but trying to release that codependency for this collective. Maybe you felt you were very codependent on this person when you first, you know, initiated this connection. There could have been a certain possessiveness, but also the revelation for this collective having to do with the blocks that were in place in the connection, you know, why it wasn't moving forward. Having to learn from this, having to expand your mind with this, having to prepare for your own internal union before that external union. Don't make it fit. Which is a very good outlook, might I add. All right, so then we have love call. This is about someone expressing love, a message of love. They're thinking about you and they're wanting to let you know. I do feel that. If anything, for this collective, I feel it's more, you know, maybe you're in that openness that you would hear them out, but someone likes you. Both of you are in that, and I feel like we both like each other, but, you know, this collective, I feel like you were more in that, again, that revelation having to do with the blocks that I have internally, having to grow from that. Yes, we like each other, but it's not enough. Don't make that part fit. Then we have heartbroken and axe. So this is about feeling deeply sad, hurt over the separation. I do believe that this collective, maybe you mourned and grieved over this person for a very long time. And you felt deeply hurt, having to do with, you know, maybe you felt abandoned by this person, or, you know, you just... I feel like for a very long time, this collective, you guys were so focused on why the separation happened. There's a reason why I said, you know, that sword and the rose, the addictions and the ascending. There's a reason why I spoke about that. Don't make that part fit. And again, and the axe is about stopping the pattern having to do with feeling deeply sad, having to do with focusing so much on the separation and not focus on yourself, having to do with focusing on, you know, the pain and the grieving and, you know, that negative emotion, and more trying to stop that pattern within yourself to be able to transcend that obstacle. Where this person, I feel like, even you could have even gone through silent treatment, you know, really removed yourself from that situation. I feel like this person is really going over that heartbreak and the breakup. I feel like they're grieving now. I heard regret instantly when, you know, I came in to do this reading. But then we have the coffee cup. So even through this, they're wanting to converse more. And again, what I said before for this collective, I feel like there is an openness to hear them out. But savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Or, I kid you not, twin flames on the bottom. So clearly this collective, even this person, you guys could really think that, or you felt like this was a soul connection. It was a connection that you needed to have to be able to come into your internal balance. And I'm more feeling that for this collective. But I do feel like maybe this person maybe thinks of the fact that you guys are twin flames, or you guys are, you know, you guys do have a soul connection that you needed to go through to heal. But duality, completing each other, finding your balance. For this collective, I do feel like you've been working through your balance. But let's confirm. The rose and the sword and the rose. It did not want to come out. Seduction, but clarity, revelation. This is about third-party interference. It could have been a third-party interference, a physical person, or it could have been a job, family, certain situations, you know, the mind. But attraction, flirting, wanting to date, I do feel like there's a certain temptation that maybe this person is going through, having to do with this clarity and revelation. You know when those people, you know, it's finally like that penny drops and it's like they want to act immediately. I'm feeling that. But there's a reason why I said before that this person is going over a certain decision that they made, a certain, you know, event that happened between you two, and there's regrets. I'm feeling like that seduction has a lot to do with that. Maybe, you know, they chose someone over you, and they're having this clarity and revelation of why did they make that choice, and now they're in regret of it. I feel like that's what's going on there. Love call. Date. Maybe they feel like you are about to meet someone new, but this is about getting back out there, planning or setting a date. I feel this person is really, why am I hearing days? I like you. Whoa, too many, but that was a snake. Someone is in the middle. I always see the snake as that, kind of like that girl with the snake as well. Boat. Progression arriving. Moving on, closure issues, receiving what you know. I heard Mercury retrograde straight away. So maybe a lot of points of communication, or maybe for a very long time, this collective, I'm hearing it for a reason. You guys, every time Mercury retrograde would come, you guys thought that this person would come forward because of those communication issues and the resolution of wanting to resolve that. I'm hearing that for a reason, and it makes sense with that rose and the sword and the rose and that obsessive thinking and ascending through that obstacle, no longer holding on to the expectation of maybe what's going on universally or what's going on in their lives or what you're feeling. No. This collective, clearly the strength in them in your mind has been that you've transcended over. You know, that obstacle that this collective mainly had to do with the power of your mind and how it would put you in a tailspin, is what I'm hearing. But don't make these fit. I feel like something happened in Mercury retrograde or in the last Mercury retrograde that just because that closure issue that literally took me to Mercury retrograde. I feel there's something that happened that has to do with the progression of this feeling. This romance is blooming. I feel like it's kind of like that puzzle piece that was needed for that next step, is what I'm feeling. But I do feel like through this, you know, the liking each other equally, both of you maybe are wanting to receive progression with this, wanting to, you know, or move on even, you know, but there's closure being wanted, per se. Heartbroken and whoa. The time. Confirmation to what I said before with that Mercury retrograde as well, but this had to take some time to heal. This collective, I feel like and again, it's confirming with that stopping the pattern for this collective. I feel like this collective, you have an understanding of this energy had to be healed out before letting this energy in again. Because if not, you would, again, kept on going with the same pattern. Maybe you were someone who would always, you know, kind of, you give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, so you're always, you know, thinking there are no ulterior motives, or whenever someone approaches you to, you know, converse or whatever it is, it's always it was always in a, you know, in a positive way and not with some kind of agenda. Where now I feel like this collective, I'm feeling like maybe this collective, you guys are more, I'm staring at my Sagittarius. I'm sorry, I literally just passed out, but this was like staring at me. So maybe you're a Sagittarius, they're a Sagittarius, but again, fire, wands, days. And right when we're talking about the clock, you're more using your intuition in all aspects of your life, is what I'm hearing. So whenever you're feeling awful on a certain situation or certain person or a certain conversation, you gently remove yourself without being mean or anything, but more so putting that protection over you, and taking care of yourself the way that, you know, you were always supposed to. But I do feel like this collective, you've taken the time to heal this out for sure. Where this person, I feel like they're going over, you know, when is this going to progress? When is this, you know, waiting going to end? But let's confirm coffee cup and then let's break it down. I'm really excited to see what's going to go. I'm feeling a little bit uplifted though. So I feel like it's going to be a positive reading, but I really want to, you know, get through each deck without putting my expectation. Oh, passion under this coffee cup, but insane chemistry, liking each other equally, wanting to work this out is what I'm hearing. Wanting to have fun as well. Maybe this person is really going through a lot of stagnancy in their life, and maybe, you know, it's very, you know, linear, where this collective, I feel like you're having a little bit more excitement in your life. Maybe not in the way that you thought in the beginning, you know, that you would be, I don't know, whatever it is that maybe you thought. But, I don't know. I feel like this collective, because of your balanced state, because of, you know, your healing, you're more in, you know, everything a day at a time is what I'm hearing with that. You've been healing your heart from that heartbreak. You've been freeing yourself from that toxic relationship, not only with external, but internally, or any addictive pattern that you have. You've been focusing on healthier choices, confirmation. But this says making healthier choices in love and in life being one of the biggest things. Focusing on self-love, self-care, and being happier. Literally what I just said. Confirmation. This collective. Don't make it fit. Alrighty. Let's get into it. So before I even get into them, I just want to confirm your feelings. I want to confirm your view on this person, you know, how you're viewing this person and what your emotions are, and then we'll get into them. All right, They could be going through a dark night of the soul. But let's get this collective's genuine emotion, genuine feelings towards the person on their mind. Genuine feelings towards the person on their mind. You know what? I actually want to shuffle first. I've been using this deck so much. Whoa, what is this? The first one. Mind, spirit, and body. I see this as my number 3, as my expansion, you know, that balance within. Healing. Beautiful. So again, this collective, it's not only how you're viewing this person or this connection, you're viewing, you know, the reason for this connection. It was for you to go through that healing and transform. Oh, wow. What is that? That's divine masculine on the bottom, that's divine masculine. So you clearly see that. And it's so, it was upright. I don't know. If it has to come out, it'll come out. But you see them as divine masculine. And also it's getting out of that, you know, the twin, again, what I said before with that black deck, it's getting out of that, you know, mind frame of the twin flame. No, this collective, you know that twin flames never come into union. Only you come into union as a divine energy and as a balanced divine energy, not as your divine, just not only as your divine energy, divine feminine or divine masculine, but as your divine energy. If you resonate with divine feminine, then as your divine feminine energy, but with your balanced yang energy as well, you know, putting action, being assertive, being very, having that strength, a divine masculine strength with your decisions, your every day to day, you know, putting the action where you need to put the action, being assertive with certain decisions, and, you know, not doubting yourself. That's what I feel with that. But this collective, you would know that. So I'll make it fit. Alrighty, let's get now. Wow. So we have separation, but inner union. Again, confirmation to what I said. This collective, you understand that this separation had to happen for you to come into your own inner union. I'm putting these together, and this is actually beautiful. This is beautiful. All right. Genuine feelings towards the person on your mind. How you feel towards the person on your mind. Oh, they could be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And it came out. Wow. I'm kind of seeing that air sign. I'm staring at, oh my God. You see them, which means this collective, you see them as new love, new and improved. Literally what I was going to say, butterflies, romance. You could really be in that mind frame of, you know, because you finally understood that, you know, you, by healing, you're changing your energy. You are becoming a new energy, a new and improved person. This person could do the same. Wow. Confirmation to what I've been saying. Do not make that face. So if you still hold on to resentment, you're still thinking, oh, but this person did this, did that, you know, you're still with that blame game. This reading me is not for you at all. This collective, you've gone through understanding, through true understanding, that, you know, you're not taking their mask, or you haven't been taking their mask for a while personally. You're seeing it as they are wounded. It's not against me. It's actually against themselves. Do not make it fit. I want to confirm this air sign because I'm seeing that as the mind. I feel like maybe for a long time you have been trapped in the mind over that communication, which kind of like makes sense with what I said with that Mercury retrograde. Let's see. Let's clarify this air. Whoa. That was Archangel Raphael. He's my healing angel. Yes, you had to cleanse and clear out that, and I'm seeing that as the trapment of the mind over that communication. You had to cleanse and clear that energy, your home, your sacred space, your auric field. You could have gone through a very big purge in your home, you know, Marie Kondo. And it's funny because a lot of my feminines are going through purges. They're going through cleaning their house. They're going through, you know, removing what doesn't serve them. Really, you know, just throwing away what no longer serves, and just, you know, really changing the frequency in their sacred space. All right, and self-love. Beautiful. Not trapped in your mind. Focused on your self-love. Very, very nice. All right, so Let us, and also I am seeing this air and that cleansing and clear. Maybe also for a very long time you felt how this person was very trapped in their mind over a certain communication, you know, and how, you know, you guys kind of like mirrored that aspect in each other, how you guys were very, you know, similar in that aspect. All right, let's confirm healing. And literally 1001, as I said, that mirroring energies. But what wanted to come out was secrets and you inspire me. So healing out certain secrets and finding the inspiration within yourself instead of holding on to the secrets. All right. Whoa. Okay. So two clearly one healing. The right kind of, the expectation. Beautiful. Beautiful. The expectation with your one. That is a beautiful, beautiful pairing for that confirmation right there. You've been healing your expectation with when will this come into fruition. And finally, you've removed that energy of, you know, this has to come now. You know, being in that mind, the ego, and just focusing on your healing and knowing that this will not go anywhere. This will arrive when it's supposed to arrive. I'm literally like, while I'm reading, I'm staring at my buns. They are so like, and I don't care. But it's kind of like I have a neurodivergent mind. So it's like I don't care, but at the same time I do care because I kind of like want to see this like right there a little bit just because it's like the symmetry. But anyway, I'm a goofball. But this is beautiful. This is beautiful how you're seeing this connection and you're seeing this person, how you had to heal your expectation with your person when this person would come in. You could feel like they are watching you, but I don't feel like you care anymore. Okay. All right, so let's confirm separation. I was going to say it. I should have said it. And I was going to say it for both of you, not just for yourself, you know, clearing and healing out this energy, this karma. Oh my God. I was literally, I don't know why I didn't say it, but that's been happening that's been wild for me for the last couple of, you know, and it's not that it doesn't happen, but it's rare that it does happen so many times, you know, and it's like, I don't know, not to sound conceited or anything, but I'm like in awe of the magic of the universe and how, you know, I don't know, I'm just loving doing this. So it's like every time that happens, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so connected. Don't judge me. This is me and I love it. But this separation, this collective, again, confirming that black deck, not focusing on the separation, clearing and healing out that karmic energy, focusing on your inner union. And I feel for this person as well, they are going through that same thing, is what I'm feeling. They're having to focus on that inner union, not so much on that separation. Air sign. I feel like this collective, you've been trapped in your mind for a very long time, having to do with, you know, this person is my home. And again, it makes sense with that healing and that the one energy. So you got the one and home and divine masculine energy. Very real understanding of this journey, which means this collective, you have no resentment towards this person. You understand that 3D aspect, that what you see through here has to do with their mask. And, whenever a certain expectation, which I feel like this collective, you've been working on not having expectations, really living in that moment. I was seeing my girl talk energy, really living in the moment and enjoying your day to day. I feel like this collective, you know, that was I feel like, but yeah, you're no longer, you've cleaned out that energy of when is this coming? You've kept that energy of they are the window to your soul. You guys both are the windows to your soul. Those eyes. You guys could really like their eyes and vice versa. But cleansing and clearing out that negative energy to just focus on that positive energy. Very nice. A lot of cleansing and clearing and healing. Magic. Also, this person could have activated your magic. Divine Masculine. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that, right? You guys got twin flame. This is the divine. And whenever this one for me, because there's one that says when you know, you know. And I feel like that's what that was like. That is more that when my collective knows that you guys are in that twin flame energy. But this one specifically, because it says feminine and masculine, I see this as that inner balance, that integration of that yin and yang. Maybe you feel psychically get that maybe this person, I see this as you guys always, as my feminines, as my oracles. You guys could actually do this also, which means that maybe you could be online as well. So maybe this person is learning from you, and we will confirm. But I feel like maybe you intuitively feel, or you've seen how they, through this twin flame journey, how they have come into their balance, into that divine masculine energy, and actually not only their divine masculine energy, but also integrating it with their divine feminine energy, really integrating that yin and yang as well. But also, I am seeing this as you guys, through your divine masculine strength, how you have come into balance also with your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy. How you in this journey have come into the balance with your divine masculine strength, and you maybe have been for a very long time sitting in your divine feminine stillness, you know, and working through your divine feminine attributes and magic, and you know, but how you had to balance this out, which makes sense with this new and improved as well. This isn't just how you're seeing them. I feel like this is how you're seeing yourself as well. You're seeing yourself as new and improved as well. This is magical, guys. This is going to be a very nice reading. I can feel it. I can feel it. Because once I see, and it's not that often, but well, I feel like maybe it has been a little bit often right now, where my feminines, you know, they stay in that kind of like they because of the wounds, you guys tend to, and see it more in feminines, and I'm not trying to generalize, but it's more of because of my perspective and of my readings as well. I feel like the feminines sometimes tend to really hold on to resentment, hold on because of that 3D aspect, because they want it today, and they want it now. And that expectation isn't being met, so they tend to be like with the blame game, and they just, you know, tend to just, you know, be like one moment they're like, oh, I love this person, and yes, they have to heal and everything, and in the other moments, because I'm stuttering, because their expectations are not being met. It's like, oh, this person is this and this and this and this and this, and they keep doing this and this and this and this and this, instead of pointing the finger at themselves and really going within and healing whatever. So whenever I'm tapping into their, you know, how they're feeling towards their masculine, how they're feeling towards the person on their mind, it's usually avoidant, and then, you know, and the ghosted and this and that. But this spread is like, I feel, and it's been happening for a couple of my collectives, where there's like this total understanding finally of what the journey entails and what it's actually for, you know. It's such a breath of fresh air. It's like, yes, healing the right way, not for external gain, but for internal gain. And I love it. And I love it. Like literally the only negative, and it's not even negative because there's a positive outlook over it. It's more logical with a positive outlook, you know, kind of like, this had to happen for this reason, is that separation and that expectation. It's things that you needed to heal out. And it's literally confirming that first deck, which is beautiful. Very nice. All right. You changed the focus. You're no longer focusing on the negative. You're focusing on the positive, and that's beautiful. New love. Oh, wow. So clearly, okay, so I feel like this collective, you know, they're spying. I'm seeing it more as, you know, they're learning from you just because of the psychic ability. So you guys could have a platform. You guys could actually, you know, since this is your outlook on how you're viewing this person. Clearly, this collective, you do this. You have YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, but you do some sort of divinity reading, however it is that, because everyone has their own craft, but you in your own right teach about this journey, teach about not in your own right, in your own way, you teach about this journey, and you teach about healing and stuff, where this person, I feel, is really, where this person is learning of this journey as well. But I feel like this collective, this new and improved, it's I feel like because of this is your outlook, whatever they're doing spying has to do with them learning, and that will actually help them come in with forward movements, is what I'm feeling. We will confirm what happens, but I do feel like this collective, there's a reason why I was like, oh my God, I'm so connected. So maybe you could have had a moment as well through your, craft, be like, oh my God, I'm so connected. So again, trusting in your intuition more. You could have been celibate for a very long time. You could have focused on celibacy as well since this connection. Let's get one more. Last one. And then I want to get your emotions. Oh my God. So again, a lot. So the hot and cold on the same frequency. So it could feel like maybe you could be feeling like how this person is wanting to come in and pulling away, wanting to come in and pulling away. It makes sense with what I said before. And Kundalini, awakening, you could feel like they went through another awakening, and that's actually putting more forward movement into this. And again, confirmation to what I said before. Alrighty, hold on. Let's get, you see them as the right person, wrong time. Because you needed to heal. Alright, hold on. Let's get your true, genuine emotions towards this person. True, genuine emotions towards the person on this collective mind. Self-esteem. That's beautiful. You possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I'm seeing that as that psychic abilities. Understanding that this journey, this connection was meant for you to find yourself the right way. But also it could be that you feel like maybe this, seeing that as you, in that understanding that they need to go through that process as well. True, genuine emotions towards the person on this collective's mind. This collective's true, genuine. They're going through a death and we did get that, and that was the first, it was on the bottom, but it was the first card, that dark night of the soul. So you could really be feeling their dark night of the soul right now. It makes sense with what they're going through. We'll have to confirm, but it makes sense with what I said in that initial, message before I started the reading. And there's a reason why I said this collective, you are keeping a positive mindset. This means you can feel there's a shift, and also that same frequency with that hot and cold. Makes sense. And that Kundalini, that awakening, you have to go through a death period to be able to awaken again. Oh, so you feel like this collective, and I love that love didn't come out yet or anything. It's very, you're wanting healed version. You are feeling like the feeling that you want. You're not just wanting love and this and that. No, you're wanting healed version. You're wanting their own self-esteem, up their own, being proud of themselves and not having, certain insecurities that will affect the relationship. You are wanting, a death in certain aspects that that are not in their favor. That certain aspects that only hold them back with their path, and that you want the honesty. You want the awareness, the truth, not even with you. You are wanting honesty, transparency. Courage. Could feel like maybe they're gaining courage, but also how you've had courage through this journey. through the challenges and the adversity. But for this collective, it's accepting the challenges are the best way to learn. So every challenge that has, again, the obstacles, this collective, you are aware that all of the obstacles were meant for a reason. It was for you to transcend one way or the other. Don't make it fit. Don't make it fit. Again, please do not make it fit. And it's so, there's a reason why I'm repeating this, because I feel like there are a lot of people who are going to be tempted to see, because I can feel like there's a positive outcome here, having to do with, you know, maybe, and I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like there is something, I feel like there is movement. So I don't want anybody to be trapped in that aspect and just keep watching, because there is movement in the connection when maybe this reading isn't for them. That's the reason why I'm saying that. All right, let's confirm self-esteem, but how you've worked through your self-esteem through this connection. Removing the blame and the guilt. Beautiful. Hold on. Let me just confirm that, because I'm seeing my acceptance card. Whoa. Yes, not acceptance, but forgiveness. Forgiving. Stop blaming. Stop feeling guilt. Forgiving yourself and forgiving them. Understanding that it was just, what the hell? What was that? I just saw something white here, kind of like weird, like on the corner of my eye. I was like, what is that? Understanding that that is just negative emotion that will only affect your self-esteem. Releasing what doesn't serve you. Beautiful. Death. And there's that regret that I was feeling, which means, again, there's a reason why I say everything. This collective, you are feeling the regret. You are just releasing it with love and compassion so that they can find awareness with this regret. Like, why is this regret happening for them? You know what I mean? It came to my mind. But death of that regret. And it's so funny how literally I said they're going through regret. Honesty. Knowing that they cannot change the past. It's going to be very interesting to see this person's outlook. Lighter side of things. Thinking positive. If you want honesty, you are acting through honesty. This collective. So you know that whenever you are acting through what you're wanting in return as well, when you're acting through that energy, what are you going to receive? That same energy. Whoa. Courage through healthier choices. Honoring your physical vessel that enshrines your soul. Adversity. Unconditional love through all of the challenges. Not holding a grudge. Not holding resentment. Just understanding. By living in the energy of love, you are sending that love and you will receive that love. I feel like that's helping with their indecision as well. Even through the indecisions that they've had as well is what I'm feeling. But this is very nice. This is very, very nice. All right, let's put these away. And you know what? I kind of like first, before I even tap into them, I kind of want to see what the universe is wanting to, because I kind of feel like this collective universally, there's something beautiful happening for you guys currently because of that change of mind frame, because of that, you know, growth and healing you've gone through. Let's get these. Let's get these in before tapping into this person. Hold on. I kind of want to see what parts of your shadow you've released. Let's see what parts of your shadow you've released. What parts of this collective shadows have been released and healed? I'll just get 3. I love how none of them are the other way. The expectation, but self-deceit, the illusions, the expectation, confirmation. Every sign that you saw before, you thought it was this person coming back. This collective, you've released that expectation. This collective, you see the signs as for you, for your internal growth, not for when this person is coming in. maybe you've been focusing, and again, confirmation to what I said before, your craft. Maybe you've been focusing on your craft, or maybe even doing certain artwork, writing, or some form of expression is what I'm hearing. And literally, creativity and expression. So healing your shadow through expression and embracing the void. Embracing the unknown. Your true potential is waiting to be discovered. The emptiness is just for you to fill it with whatever you want. Creative power. Clearly this collective, you've been really focused on the creative aspect of your mind. And it makes sense because if you finally release that, you know, that expectation of what is supposed to happen, or, you know, because maybe you were very much in that Eight of Swords, creating certain scenarios in your mind of what will happen and such, you know, finally getting out of that Eight of Swords. It makes sense how now you guys have space in your mind to use it creatively. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's beautiful. Your shadow is blossoming. Resilience and nourishing. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Alrighty. Let's get what the universe is wanting. Wow, my throat chakra is really like closing. And it's so funny how I'm wearing a lot of blue. You could be wearing a lot of blue, and blue is the throat chakra. It's the communication, you know. But it's also calmness, stillness, and balance. Oh, it just came to my mind. All right. Let us get universe. Hold on. Let's get universally. What is the universal message for this collective, for your personal growth and, you know, your threads and such? Let's see what the universe is wanting to, what the universe is preparing you for. I feel kind of like a now thing, so you could be going through a lot of things, a lot of purging for sure. The first one was Stork, upright, and the second one was the Anvil. This is about resolution and purpose. Confirmation. Whoa. You got the Celtic knot. You got the Celtic knot. You got the Celtic knot. Oh my God. All right. Let's get into it. So we have the Stork. This is about transformation change. So right off the bat, girl, beautiful. So, but very balanced. I'm seeing Queen of Hearts, a Queen of Cups sign. You guys saw that, right? I almost didn't see it, but Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups, very balanced emotionally. Very, you've transformed through your self-love is what I'm hearing. So this is about transformation, change, a renewal. So you're going through a renewal. We have renovation, pregnancy as well. It could be in the cards at some point. But birth, and then we have slender and tall. So your person could be slender and tall. You could be slender and tall as well. But 17th of the 2nd could be an important date or birthday. And then we have the 2nd of the 5th, the 5th of the 4th, the 24th of the 4th, and the 24th of the 5th, and the 4th of the 5th, and the 17th of the 5th. Those could be important dates, birthdays, memories, you know, certain pivotal moments that happen having to do with your evolution. But then we have the Anvil. So through this transformation, through this change that you've gone through, you are in resolving mode. You are concentrated, you're resilient, you're focused on the right thing. There's a determination with your action and your strength. What did I say? I got chills. Divine masculine strength, confirmation to what I said before. Everything I say is for a reason. Striking while the iron is hot, you're not letting it cool down, which means this collective, you could have had a lot of moments in your day-to-day before going through this process where you would always leave everything at the last minute, and there's a reason why I said that purge as well. You know, you would always, maybe you had a lot of things, you had a lot of clothes you had to put to the washer, and you would always, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You would always be in that mode of, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later. This collective, now you are no longer in that mode. Whenever that idea comes into your mind, I need to do this, you literally get up and do that. Whenever that idea in your mind comes, maybe you're like, oh, I want to go and lay down in the couch for a little while. You're like, no, what do I need to do first? Don't make that fit. That is exactly what I was feeling with that. Then we have the golden ticket, the turning point, the once in a lifetime, a success, something special happening, magical and extraordinary event about to occur. There's a major opportunity that the universe is wanting to grant you. Again, another sign. Then we have the torch. This is about darkness to light. Oh my God, so many signs. It's like the universe is like, yes, keep on doing it. Keep up the good work. We keep on giving you your threads. But dark to light, giving you more courage. You know, you're fully engaged. You're a force to be reckoned with, is what I'm hearing. But there's a liberation having to do with, you know, how you're living your life now, you know. And also with this golden ticket, I'm seeing it as this collective. You could be feeling very grateful right now. You could be actually really speaking it out loud, being like, I am grateful for just waking up in the morning. You know, I am grateful for being able to see the blue sky. I am grateful for being able to, you know, have a bed, have a house, you know, have food on the table. Whatever it is, this collective, you are expressing gratitude in your everyday, at least a little bit, but every day is what I'm feeling. But you stand up for your truth. There's a passion coming over you. There's freedom. There's liberation with this. And then we have the Celtic knot. Unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, endurance, but love of a lifetime. Wow, the sun. This is all being illuminated with that. So again, and also divine masculine energy, but your divine masculine energy. And as I was saying, that stork and that anvil energy, you know, again, it's literally that stopping that pattern with certain things that were blocking you. What was blocking you is you not putting action, you just waiting, like being, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but maybe you were a little bit in that, you know, wounded feminine energy, that ivory tower, everything has to come to me whenever it's supposed to, and when I want it. But this collective, no, you're putting the dedicated efforts to see the change. You're putting the change you want to see in your life. You're no longer waiting for that change to magically happen. Don't make it fake, guys, please. All right, let's confirm the stork. What is this transformation? On a crest, so migration. It could be that maybe you could be wanting to move. Or maybe you are having, and it's also, you know, through this transformation, moving on from certain things that don't no longer serve you, is what I'm hearing. But your dependability, you're becoming more dependable with yourself. Oh God, another sign. But faith, you're having faith through this transformation. This is beautiful. Beautiful. 13th of April could be a birthday or a memory. You know where you're going, and you're leaving no one behind, which means you're really, I'm seeing that as your craft. This collective, you're wanting transformation for everyone, which is beautiful. And again, it's a lot of blue. I'm feeling that is what, again, confirmation for me of what I mean when I say that it has to do with your craft. It has to do with what you speak, you know, what you're teaching. Kind of like that teaching through, oh my God, that word was leaving wasn't even coming to my mind, but teaching through example, where in the past, maybe you were very much into teaching through words, but you weren't putting those, kind of like that, you know, do what I say and not what I do kind of energy. But through that transformation that you've had, knowing that you need to be the one to put in the work, it's not just going to fall into place. You're creating change for others as well. Anvil. Uprooted. So radical break from the past. Deep changes having to do with how you're resolving, how you're focused on your purpose. how you're so concentrated and determined with your strength and your persistence, but you've changed it's like the force, there's this force that is, it's beautiful. That's creating opportunity. Your change, the force within yourself is creating even more opportunity. But this is about a separation as well. But having strength through this separation as well. And I'm seeing that as that first black deck, this collective, not focusing on the separation, but focusing on what you need to do to remove that negative energy and keep that positive mindset, but also to find that balance within yourself. A transplant, literally, moving from beautiful. This interruption had to happen so that you can find this energy within yourself. You can find this strength within yourself. Golden ticket. The bellow. Catalyst. The big break, the turning point. The once in a lifetime, it was to put that spark back into your life, put that passion back. So this is also about the effort required through this turning point, confirmation to what I said before. And 33, that's my divine feminine energy. So being in your stillness, but putting that divine masculine strength in it. Fan the flames. Keep that flame ignited. Also, it's kind of like that persistence energy. I'm seeing, maybe when you start feeling that dimming energy, or when you start feeling, for example, what I said before with that couch, when you're doing stuff and then I could sit a little bit on the couch just for a little while, but that sitting on the couch is actually gonna keep you on the couch for the rest of the day, and you just stop yourself, and it's kind of like that, igniting that flame, igniting that action so you can keep doing what you need. And when you need to rest, you'll rest when everything else is done. Keeping yourself ignited. This big break was for you to keep yourself ignited. Torch. Whoa, too many. Way too many. But, okay, I'm going to have to read it now. You will not believe. There's only one card of this. Well, it's two, because the animal one is one, and then there's another one that's just for that. Oh my God. And you got 64. The angels are by your side. The creator is by your side. The flower of life. Stop it. All right. So under the torch, the dark to light, what you thought was in darkness, and you found positivity finally again. You liberated yourself. You are forging kind of through that positive thinking, forging ahead. What you have, the stallion, that this is about breaking free, the liberation, strong emotions, taming that ferocious lion within, taming to attain. So driving force, the dark to light, seeing the positive all the time, all the time, I'm saying. But there's certain sexual energy as well. But you're unleashing that inner beast in the sense of releasing that inner beast. And then we have the swans. Blooming love, the one. Deep soul connections, divination, fluidity, soulmate, twin flames. And not only that, but we have the fireworks. Another one having to do with sexuality, but New Year, it could be explosive emotion, excitement, celebration, desire, passion, chemistry. All of this is kind of building up to this torch energy. So wherever this torch energy was in that negative energy, maybe it was very in that physical, in that 3D aspect. I feel like it's kind of ripening into that, depth of emotion just because of the stallion energy. It's in this, it's kind of like that. And it's so crazy how I saw this in the bottom, and I literally just thought of that integration between the softness and, the passion and, all of that. You know what I mean? But heart and mind, there's an integration happening within your heart and mind. and emotional balance. Intellect and emotional balance, which is beautiful. Wow. Can't believe you guys got it. All right, let's get Celtic Knot. Cannot. Child, beginnings. 13, surrendering. Oh God, that just flew. Surrender. There's a new perspective with this child energy. That 13, the divine intervention. Under that Celtic Knot, this is about beginnings, innocence, a boy, tenderness, unexpected. Certain creativity having to do with your love life, about spontaneity. I'm seeing it as seeing love as a child, seeing love through the eyes of a child. You know, kind of like that, and I'm seeing that as maybe even your person, you know, see like the in love little boys, you know how they are, they're so tender, they're so sweet, and they're just, you know those movies, what was it, that movie with that little girl that she has her little, that he says, look, I just saw the most beautiful girl in the world, and he said, and he's like, look to the left, and there's a mirror. I'm seeing that, which is beautiful. I'm seeing that. Get ready, prepare, be prepared. Be prepared. I feel like this is gonna like kind of like hit you like a ton of bricks, but in a good way. It's gonna be like, oh my God. So this is why I needed to release expectation. This is so much better than I actually thought it would be. But I love that there's so much development having to do with your craft as well, and having to do with your communication skills. I feel like there's something there's beautiful things you need to teach, is what I'm feeling. Hold on. Before I even get into this person, I want to get these for universal. What the universe is wanting to give you, like universal message for you guys. And then I want to get some tarot cards. Oh, it's in you. But this collective, you know. And it's so funny, I never seen that. And fire sign, you guys got that. I'm seeing this, and it's so crazy how there's so much yellow. And yellow is that willpower, you know, that strength, kind of like that citrine energy, abundance, and being yeah, your willpower and your strength, you know, for, again, that divine masculine strength that you have, but healing through your third eye, you know, a lot of healing around you, healing your heart, and focusing on your third eye to keep on healing, you know, focusing on your sight, not these, but putting in that willpower and that strength to keep on going. I feel like this collective, you're finally seeing the strength that you have within yourself. And that's what's opening all the doors that it's opening. That's why the universe is granting you what it's granting you. Yes, you're quantum jumping. Beautiful. You could have seen a cricket, but again, also having to do with your sight. Because you're coming into that inner balance, or because you finally in that inner balance of that yin and yang. Beautiful. Beautiful. The reason why I wanted to get these, I feel like this collective, you needed to hear this. It's like kind of like that pat on the back, like, good job. You do that. Good job to yourself. This journey could be brutal. You got out of that illusion. Beautiful. And again, another 13. By surrendering to the divine, you finally released that illusion. And followed, again, your sight. Whoa. Your true north. Your true vision. This one. Very nice. All right. Let's just confirm these. It's in you. And then, it's so finding it within you that you are the one who can resolve those inner conflicts by focusing on your healing, by focusing on that awakening. Every time I see that snake, I see the Kundalini. 24th of the 6th could be an important date having to do with you and your self-empowerment and you seeing yourself the right way, by the way. Quantum jump. And it's so funny because this is all purple, you know, crown chakra, believing in yourself, that connection with your highest self, you know. Wear the crown, you are the crown. You could love Miss Congeniality. Quantum jump. Immense growth. By seeing outside the box. By being that vulture. By going through the rummage. By going through that icky part of, you know, this journey that no one wants to go through. Because no one wants to confront it. By confronting your fears, by confronting your traumas, by confronting your wounds, by seeing outside of the box of how this world actually works, you are going through immense growth. And you are quantum jumping into a new world. You're quantum jumping into another timeline. And that's why the universe, with that deck, with this deck, literally. So this is about, you're focused on your independence. Because you've isolated. Because of that separation, because you found refuge within yourself and you protected yourself, you've grown. You've grown. 15th of the 6th. You're evolving into your own complexity. 15th of the 6th could be... June could have been a very important month for you last year. And 13th of the 6th as well. And I'm hearing June could have been like a big month last year where you really set certain boundaries that kind of like were that puzzle piece that you needed to keep on going. You know what I mean? Like major boundaries. The illusion. You're almost there. By freeing yourself from that illusion. 44, by putting the action, that's divine masculine for me. That's divine masculine for me. Where 4 is just masculine energy, and where 3 for me is was feminine energy. It's that expansion with that feminine energy, but 33 is my divine feminine, you know, kind of like that amplified expansion energy, and really focus. It came to my mind for a reason like that. I don't know. I just also associated it with that. And with 44, it's the same thing. I feel like it's kind of like amplified masculine energy in the right way into divine. You're going through another Phoenix period. Beautiful. Death and rebirth for a reason. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Hold on. Because I was going to do like a clarifying, but this is going to be a very long reading, so get a snack. But I feel there's a reason why, I don't know, I'm feeling like I want to keep getting things for you guys before I tap into this person, which means, again, this collective, you're focused more on yourself than on that external gain. But I want to get oh my God, the white dove, peace, inner peace. But I saw Phoenix and I saw this deck. So I want to see what spirit animal is following you around through this process. And then we'll get tarot. Get tarot to see. The polar bear, determination and perseverance, and a lot of blue again. Through your determination, you're finding your inner balance. Number 7, lucky number 7. The whale. Hold on, because this fell out. So this is about traditions and family, but for creating your own traditions. A lot of blue. But the whale, she's also I see her as divine feminine energy as well. She really goes into depth with her emotion. 26th of the 7th could be an important date. Having to do with certain emotional releases as well. You know, July. But yeah, the whale, she goes into the depths, the darkness, you know, really goes through it and finds the light all on her own. Let's get one more. Focused and clever. Number 12. 12 of the 7th. 26th of the 12th. The 26th of, December last year could have been a very pivotal day for you. My candle's going like that, so I'm feeling like it was. But having to do with the change in your focus is what I'm feeling. That's beautiful. Very, very nice. And the horse, independence and willpower. Confirmation to what I said before. Very, very nice. I love this deck. Actually, this deck is called, if anybody wants to get it, where is the box? Oh, Animal Spirits Oracle. It's this one. Hold on. Look. This is a beautiful, I love the artistry in this deck. And it came to my mind because I saw that maybe you're wanting to create a new deck. It's coming to my mind. But look at this. This is beautiful. Like the packaging is very nice. And you can actually open it like this. Comes with a little booklet and everything. I ended up showing you it comes with a little booklet and stuff. It gives you kind of like, you know, I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, you have like, and it's so funny how I literally opened it on the Phoenix. So let's read it, shall we? There was a reason for it. So morning reflection. Start your day by drawing a card from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. Reflect on the chosen animal symbols and consider how its qualities can guide your actions and mindset through the day. Whether it's the strength of a lion or the intuition of a raven, let the chosen animal spirit guide offer insight to enhance your daily experiences. I was going to say expectations. Experiences. This is how to use it. Hold on. I want to see actually, because I want to go to that. Hold on. Because I saw I saw the Phoenix and I want to see the Phoenix now. Hold on. Where are you? Whale, peacock, beetle, robin, rhino, black cockatoo. Oh dear Lord. Hold on. The dog. It's going to be interesting for you guys. I've never done something like this, but hold on. Well, that could be, you know, a little intro of how you can get, you know, what you can do with this deck if you don't do Oracle. But I do feel like this collective, you do Oracle. I just love this deck because it's really, the artistry is beautiful and it's so self-explanatory. I don't really have to, I'm a very visual person, so it's like I can really, you know, read the card or the energy or what it is that I'm needing to express in the reading through the images of that deck very easily. So, okay, so we have Phoenix. It was the first one. I was looking for it in the end, and it was the first one, actually. Rebirth, absolute transformation. She will leave the old behind, clothed in nothing but the flames. Beautiful. The most powerful card in the Animal Spirit Oracle. Phoenix is a mighty symbol of transformation and complete rebirth. Just as the mythical bird rises from its ashes, the card signifies the opportunity for profound change and renewal in your life. Embracing the energy of a phoenix suggests that you have the resilience to overcome challenges and emerge stronger. Yes, you do. This collective for sure. It encourages you to release old patterns, stopping the patterns, beliefs or situations that no longer serve you, allowing space. Oh my God, how funny. Allowing space for a magnificent rebirth. This card is a powerful reminder that, like the Phoenix, you possess the inner strength to turn any hardship into an opportunity for personal transformation and renewal. Affirmations. With each breath, I am renewed. I release the old and welcome the new. I am a powerful force of change, shedding old layers and emerging stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever. And number 15. Very nice. I haven't read, it's bad. I haven't read these, but maybe I'm going to start doing that. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe with this deck, whenever some of them come out, read the meanings, because it's so pretty also. But yeah, if you want to I got it through Amazon. So if you want to get it, I really do. Right, so I want to see tarot, just universal message for this collective, not for the connection, but just for you guys. This is the Neoteric Feminine deck. Wow, King of Cups, emotional mastery. Yeah, I just want to see you guys, just you specific, and then we'll get into this person and the connection, blah, blah. I don't know, I just feel like I wanted to do the you guys first, which means for this collective, if I embody your energy, not tell you how you're feeling, I feel like this collective, you're more focused on yourselves. But let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, wow. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords kind of came out like this. I'm feeling this as the Nine of Swords in reverse, though. And we did get the Empress, and this came on top of that Nine of Swords. I do feel like maybe through your divine feminine stillness, you've been recovering and removing that negativity, you know, by keeping that blind faith. But this is about recovery, learning to cope, facing life, finding help as well. But where before you guys were in that shame and guilt, that mental health issue, you guys have found stillness and you know, with this Empress upright, with this divine feminine energy, you've been focused on your stillness and you've been focused on your own inner truth and just trusting in the universe and not trying to, you know, really releasing that negative. We did say that in the whole first parts. So releasing that negative outlook or that negative energy within your mind and making that space for. But really through this Nine of Swords in reverse, which is that mental anxiety, not that emotional anxiety, being more in that abundant energy. And it's so crazy because literally these came out together. I was seeing like kind of like one clarifying the other one. It's literally you guys, by keeping a positive mindset, removing yourself out of it and holding on to your own inner strength. You guys got the Strength card. It's about courage, bravery, confidence, compassion, your self-confidence, and your inner power. Focusing on your inner power. Not focused and through the separation, but not focused on the separation, you know, keeping it in, you know, not hidden, but, you know, somewhere you're not seeing it because that doesn't serve you. All right, let's confirm. Nine of Swords. And I just noticed this clock here. Hold on. So again, not holding on to the time anymore. Where in the past you were holding on to the time. This says 12:30. Yeah, this is 12:30. You could be seeing this at 12. I never, that literally came to my mind for that. All right, Nine of Swords. Confirm universal message for this collective. Oh, moving on from this. Chariot upright. Beautiful. Success. Finding success by keeping that positive mindset. Beautiful. Keep going with that. But being very disciplined and focused on the right things. Your self-control. Controlling your willpower to control your mind, not the other way around. Empress. Three of Pentacles. So this is the divine feminine. So whatever has lacked. So confirming that Empress. This says lack of teamwork, apathy, poor motivation, conflict, ego, and competition. I'm seeing this as you doing it yourself, not so much connection wise, but this three of Pentacles is that, you know, that soul connection, you know, that community that you have when it's upright. I do feel like through this soul connection, you finding your divine feminine, but I want one more for that. Hold on. Let me get one more for Three of Pentacles. Let's clarify this Three of Pentacles, please. Yeah, Star. Hope, inspiration, positivity, faith, renewal, healing energy, healing yourself, rejuvenating yourself. Strength. Page of Cups. Through this emotional vulnerability, through the immaturity, through the neglecting your inner child, through the insecurities. I want one more. Yeah, finding balance within it. Finding strength and balance within it. Beautiful. Balancing resources, adapting, flexibility, not being rigid with it. So I feel like this is literally just, in Queen of Cups, there you have it. But this is literally just confirming. I feel like maybe this is more of, you know, keep going with that Nine of Swords with, you know, focusing on that recovery and learning how to cope with your own mind, or even, you know, work through your mind. Keep moving out of that negative outlook and that negative energy is what I feel with this. Keep focused on your divine feminine energy, on your stillness. Remember, you're the one who actually, through your divine feminine energy, you know, keep focusing on maybe these Three of Pentacles where you feel like it's lack of cohesion or lack of teamwork. Try to see the lesson in it. See more through the faith of what the universe is trying to show you with these Three of Pentacles that are appearing in your life. And keep that Empress energy, you know, keep that ferocious lion tamed within and not reacting, you know. That's what I'm feeling with that. And keep that strength. Even through this emotional vulnerability, you are strong even through it. You're not immature. It's just you're maturing. Same time, you're balancing out that energy. You're balancing out your maturity. That it's literally that integration between your mind and your heart that came out with that deck. Focus on your inner power and what you can actually do with your vulnerability, actually. Again, keep a positive mindset is the biggest thing that I'm feeling. Just, you know, for you guys, just you personally, not the connection. But, all right. Let's get into them. That was a very long reading for you guys. I don't know if I should just upload that part and then I'm thinking I think I'm going to just upload this first part for the collective, just if they don't want to see the part of, you know, their divine masculines. I don't feel, maybe it's because more for their own protection. So I feel like maybe there are some people who are just for their own protection wanting to just see their part, because it was very strange how I just started this whole reading and how it kept going. I usually just maybe, you know, whenever I'm feeling like a channeled message, I just really go into the person. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to stop this part just with you guys. So you know what? I'm going to get Charmies for you guys. No, hold on. I'm actually going to get, you know, confirm with these, you know, just your part, and then we'll get Charmies, and then I will upload another part just with, you know, what this person was wanting to say, so that whoever wants to see that part, they can independently, and whoever just wants to leave it and just have it as an unexpected, it'll happen when whatever has to happen, and they don't have they're not forced to see it just to see that whole reading and, you know, get the confirmations and such, you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do that. All right, let's confirm that first part of the reading for this beautiful collective. What is that? Expect powerful changes for sure. Expect powerful changes. Maybe I should just get one. No, we'll get three. All right, so we have a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra, and Libra is justice. Purple curtain at play. And your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So again, I feel like there's something having to do with this collective and their creativity, or, you know, their purpose, that maybe you guys are needing to put a plan in place. We have patience on the bottom. Cycles, the moon cycles. Okay, expect powerful changes. Let's confirm. Expect powerful changes. New moon eclipse. Patience. There's the moon cycles. A lot of patience and endurance for this collective. But this collective, if anything, you guys do have patience. Keep up with the patience is what I'm feeling with that. A win-win outcome is forecast. Take a breath. dance, and everything I say, dance in the moonlight, you know, dance with your divine feminine. Just take the lead with, you know, I'm seeing that as self-care. Self-care. Don't let this action and this, you know, this focus on wanting to keep healing just keep you. There's a reason why you're going through gratitude. There's a reason why I'm saying I did see that girl talk, you know, living in the moment. Focus on living in the moment a little bit more. Just don't overwork yourself is what I'm feeling with that. Your dreams need a practical plan. Forgiveness. But you are going through forgiveness, but yourself. Watch for the signs. A lot of transformation on the way. I want one more for this forgiveness, because I'm kind of feeling like that is part of, you know, what you think you were going through emotionally with this person. But yeah, focus on your truth. Beautiful. Beautiful communication. Alrighty. Let's put these away. Let's get Charmies. Justice Collective. Whoa. So you guys got my open heart. This heart, it was open. And it's so crazy because yesterday when I did a reading, I was like, I'm going to keep that heart open. So maybe you resonated a little bit with yesterday's reading, or certain things that this person, that, you know, that collective was going through as well. But keep an open mind, keep an open heart. You've been focused on that as well. We have the initials R and J. RJ could be, or maybe, you know, it's your name starts with an R and theirs starts with a J, or vice versa. Because it was literally like only two. That was strange. You're the purest heart of them all. This collective. The purest heart of them all. Very nice. Selenite. Illumination. Also positivity. New beginnings. I see selenite as new beginnings. But focus on your illumination. Focus on your light. Is what I'm hearing with that. The time has come. This hasn't come out in a while. And I did hear days. But the time has come for you to lip sync for your life. Every time I hear that, every time I do, the time is, it's my neurodivergent mind. But your crown, your empress crown, your divine feminine energy, you are the crown. Wear the crown. Be the crown. Like Miss Congeniality. Divine feminine energy. And your persistence is about to be paid off. Also, your angels are by your side. Every time that 64 comes out, this little thing comes out. I feel like it's tied to that number, to the creator is by your side. But expecting powerful changes for sure. All right, let's get dates. I'm just going to shuffle once. So important dates having to do with your growth and just yourself. 2, your duality, your balance. Beautiful. But 222, unexpected miracles. Also, we have 28th of the 4th, 28th of the 6th, 28th of the 2nd, 22nd of the 8th, 22nd of the 4th, 22nd of the 6th, 2 of the 6th, 6 of the 2nd, 2 of the 2nd of the 8th, 8th of the 2nd, 10 by itself, 10th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 10th, 10th of the 6th, 6th of the 10th, 10th of the 4th, 4th of the 10th, 10th of the 8th, 8th of the 10th, 74 as an angel number, 78 as an angel number, 232. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be posting the next parts in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead because I have my kids with me today because it's a day off at school. So I'm gonna go see if they need anything, and then I'll do the other part of this reading of the divine masculine and how they're feeling and everything and what they're wanting to say. If you are interested in seeing it, I will be posting this in a little bit on my YouTube. But yeah, I love you all. Keep up with the good work, and I will see you in a little bit. Mwah.